Okay,
Pleasure.
so I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to come through and set this up with you. We have your account set up, so I know we have a UPS account ready for you guys. And our freight manager as well, so we'll be able to do some LTL shipments as well.
Okay,
Do you guys have some shipments prepared for today?
we do, we have 4 pallets going out.
Fantastic, great. But we'll get to that in just a moment. If you don't mind, I don't know what you've talked to Robert about. I just kind of want to cover some of the things that Victoria and I spoke about. Kind of get you on board a little bit understanding about some of the things that Unishippers will bring to you guys. One of them is our biggest thing is the Platinum Services. What's going to be important to you is going to be the technology that we use, which you'll be able to see as we go through and process this shipment on Freight Manager. Another one is it's going to be a one-stop shop for you, meaning you can do UPS, you can do LTL, you can do BOLs, the paperwork, the wage bills, UPS labels, excuse me. So things like that you'll be able to do right here on the website, which from what I understand, the process that you kind of guys go through now can be a bit cumbersome. So this will free up some time and focus on some of the soft costs that we talked about in previous meetings. And then finally, it's going to be about our service team. It's going to be our accounts team and the advocacy that we'll work for, that we'll do on your behalf. Anytime you guys will have a claim service or something that might go wrong, basically what we do is we'll give you a person. We'll give you a person in contact, take care of all these different things for you. So if you've got an issue, you can go directly to them. If you can't get a hold of them, you can get a hold of me. And then I'll go ahead and work on your behalf to get these things secured and taken care of for you. So that'll be a little bit less on your plate and free up you to do some other things that are a little more important to the company. And that's part of what we bring to you guys as Unishippers. Another thing I just want to reiterate some of the things that we talked about, some of the issues in the past that you guys had. Time savings, which I just touched on a little bit. That's what we're going to be able to do with this tool and also with the advocacy that we have in the customer service department. Insurance, you said insurance is important, but only on specific lanes where you find there are more damages. So that's something you guys we can work out together in the future and kind of take a snapshot of what you're doing, figure out which lanes you may want to put the insurance on. That's somewhere we can focus on, as we go through a trial run and kind of figure things out with you and learn together. And then the final thing is the claims. We know it's important to make sure that your customers are taken care of as well as you. So we offer insurance through UPS Capital, which it's really nice. It's something that most companies your size don't get the benefit of having. So working with us, we bring that to the table. Okay. Basically what we do, when there's a claim process, UPS will handle it. You guys will get the freight charges and the cost of the goods reimbursed plus 10% for the headache. So some really nice things that we can bring to the table, that other companies can't. So that's just kind of a synopsis of what we talked about with Victoria. Wanted to get you kind of up to speed.
Thank you.
And then some of the claim stuff, I'd mentioned that you'll have someone that you'll talk to. So what I did is I went ahead and I put my business card on here.
Okay.
I put the C represents the customer service team. The underlying number is my direct number. So the service team is available from 7 to 7, Monday through Friday. Now if you can't get a hold of somebody outside of those hours, that's my personal cell number. So you'll be able to get hold of me directly. So that's part of the 24/7 value that we bring too. You can go ahead and contact me anytime. I might be sleeping, but it doesn't mean I won't wake up and give you guys a call back. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get into the system? And what I did is I went through and already set up your username and your password, and I've got it on that card for you, just in case you guys forget as we're starting to work together.
So just
If you go to unishippers.com. Alright, so go ahead and the username you want to put, forgive me, Almacida USA.
okay.
Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. And it'll be Vitamin 1. Okay, great. And if you don't mind, I'm just going to touch briefly on UPS, and then I'll move right into working on that freight stuff for you.
Sure.
If you go into My Settings, and down in my preferences. Because I understand you guys have a lot of ground shipments, 100 in a month, more than your air. I set that as a default for you guys already.
Okay.
You know, so that's there. I didn't put weights. We didn't really get too much in the specifics of the weights of your shipments. I assume they're gonna vary.
Yeah.
They will vary, yeah.
Okay, so that's something that you don't need to default on. And then if you go into freight default values,
Right here?
yep. Okay, everything's gonna be commercial, I would assume, that you guys are going B2B?
Yep.
Okay, and so those are some of the smaller things in the settings. If you go back into my settings and go into company preferences. Okay, so these would be some of the things that you need to work on as, you know, as we're setting up shipments. What type of, I'm assuming you guys are gonna do a daily stop. You're used to do
Yes.
2 stops with FedEx. That's gonna change, Robert, from 2 stops to 1 stop. UPS will have 1 driver come in, pick the things up for you, so there's alleviates some of the confusion back in the shipping department. So that's another benefit that we bring. And then and you can just kind of quickly go through some of those. UPS references. These are if you need specific numbers and things like that. And I won't focus anymore on the UPS. And so what we do, why don't we go into ship
Okay.
and then go into, let's see, on the wrong part. Oh, let's go to get prepare freight shipment.
Okay.
Okay, so as you can see here, I went ahead and entered some general information for you guys that we can get started. Now, I know you have inbound and outbound.
Right.
And one thing we didn't touch on with the inbound is you're going to need routing information going out to your customers that are going to be sending things to you. All this does is this indicates to them to contact us and let us know when something is coming
Oh,
through.
okay.
So it's just another way to kind of alleviate some of the stresses as we change over with you guys. Okay, and then so what information do you have for your shipments?
We're shipping this up to Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, okay.
Northwest Vitamin.
So this should be kind of old hat to you though, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with
Yeah.
putting together these. Now with the 4 pallets that you guys have going out, are these mixed class pallets or is it all the same product?
They're all the same.
All the same product.
It's all the same product, all the same class?
Vitamins,
Okay.
yeah. At northwest.com.
Okay. We don't need any of these extra accessorials there.
Nope, they've got lift gates, they got all that.
Okay, so why don't we go to the commodities tab?
Okay.
Alright, you go ahead and just go through and enter the information that you have.
Okay. So it's
Pallet,
pallet.
you wanna put 4 there,
Okay.
indicate the 4 pallets.
Gotcha. Class, what class are we? 100?
Yeah.
Alright, you wanna put your total weight in there,
Okay, so weight combined for all the pallets,
weight combined for all the
Okay.
pallets.
it's gonna be 800 pounds.
Okay, and then toss a description in there,
Vitamins.
alright, and then your dimensions.
And now this is just dimension per pallet.
This would be, if it's a standard pallet, you'll go, 48 by 48.
Oops. Gotcha.
Alright, and is this stackable?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we can leave that. Do you have the NMFC code? Can't leave those.
We don't. Conway never really asked for NMFC.
Kind of never asked for
No,
NMFC.
we just
Okay.
put in the class and that's all they needed.
Okay, well, that's fine, that's something that, what we have is something we call Fast Class. And that's what you're gonna do is you'll use your customer service team on this one,
Okay.
to start off with. They'll go ahead and go through and you give them a description of what you're sending. And they will find that NMFC code for you.
Okay.
Going forward, what we can do is we can send you, a link to put on your desktop for the NMFC code. But even better than that, we have the ability to save this specific class and NMFC code within Unishippers.
Right. Okay.
And that'll be important for you guys, because that's something that's pretty typical for you guys to
Yeah.
ship. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
once we find it and once we get you set up in here, you won't need to call the service team about this or even go through the Fast Class to do it. It'll be saved on your favorites.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and search button, there's dummy examples. in it.
Dummy examples. Can you show me where, tell me where?
Just hit the search button at the top there,
Search button.
the commodity product. See where it says handling unit right below it? The search to the left, the window?
I know, right there.
Oh, okay.
So there's an example it's set up with.
So what that'll do is give them,
Yeah, so that's what you're talking,
oh,
that's what
okay,
you were
gotcha,
Oh, I see.
thank you. Okay.
NFC codes and all that.
Yep.
This is an example, obviously.
Sure,
so-
sure. So as you can see, this is, now that we found the NMFC code and we put that in there, that's what it will look like. It'll put all of your commodities in there, anything that you ship that you know is gonna be common to you. You're gonna go ahead and you wanna save it. That way it saves you time in the long run, and it's also a lot easier that way.
Okay.
Alright, so,
Let's make one up.
yeah, make one up, okay. Just grab one.
Don't think we have that.
I don't think so.
It's 58770 if you want.
Nice.
5, 8,
770.
7.
While we were waiting, I texted the service agent.
Oh, perfect. That's quick, man, that's quick.
They're there, quick responses, we're all about.
Good work.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sporty.
Okay, commodity type. What would I put for vitamins?
That's another question I would have to pass along to the service team.
Default is new general merchandise.
General merchandise, okay, alright. And then, you can put the value in there if you are looking for insurance. I don't know if that's something that, on the freight side, you guys typically do, I don't know how you worked it with Conway. But like I mentioned, we can do this with UPS Capital.
Right.
Okay.
So
So
it's,
is that where we put in then the value to make that?
this value, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is a different insurance than the UPS Capital, isn't it?
Have them click on the red link and let's get a clear definition.
Okay, thank you. Very nice.
The replacement value for your shipment, which will be used by the system to help determine whether purchasing cargo insurance may be right for you. So each pallet's about $500.
Okay, so
value.
you wanna put in $2,000
Okay.
if you want that. I would recommend the UPS Capital, it's just a more all-encompassing insurance. Now, with that, and if we can freeze, once we prepare this, we take the BOL number correct and we go into a different section under
Yeah, it'll
manager
take you
and then-
there, it'll take you there as you go through it.
Okay, good,
So I mean, now that they've established that they want to put the value in there,
sure,
and when they get to that point of choosing the carrier, the option will be there.
okay, don't work too much with that. so-
That's okay.
Okay.
That's good, that's why you freeze, good job.
Yep, okay. Alright, so, we've got the value in there, and we'll touch, on that insurance a little bit later, it'll bring us back to it. And then is this quantity, are there a number of boxes on the pallet?
Yeah, there's several.
Yeah, there's probably about 20 boxes.
About
per
20.
pallet.
Okay, that's important. In the event that something happens, and sometimes it can, you wanna make sure that you put the total quantity in there, that way, in the future we'll have a claim.
Is that per pallet or total?
You want total,
Okay.
you want total. Yeah, so you want total, that way, let's say 60 show up.
Okay.
We know that you sent 80, so what it does is it tells them that we're missing 20, something happened down the road. We need to figure out what happened. And this is just however you guys have it packaged.
Okay. So is it different from this pallet right here?
Pallet is gonna be everything that's on that pallet.
Okay.
The package is gonna be, so if it's vitamin bottles, you've got 12 in a box,
Right.
that's what it would be.
Okay. So box?
It'd be box, yes.
Okay.
Yep, and then, go ahead and get a rate estimate. Since we know that you have no other services.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and that's what this will do, it'll bring up multiple carriers, give you the option to choose either best price or best transit time. If transit time isn't important, you can, it's really, it's up to your discretion,
Well,
Robert,
this is
how you wanna do it.
this is the best transit time and price.
Yep, so that's, if that's something that you guys wanna do, then that's the one you go ahead and you click on.
Alright.
Alright, and then what you do next is you're gonna create your BOL. Oh, and I believe I missed that, yes, I do wanna purchase insurance, the UPS Capital. Now, that's something that you indicated you wanted to do, so that would be,
So it already calculated how much
it
the
already
amount
calculated
was.
the
Oh,
cost for
great.
you,
Okay. So it's only $20.
$20.
Alright.
Alright,